What's up, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the Black Friday Amazon deals for tech and gaming products. I have everything timestamped in the description below, so you don't have to waste time. You can skip through the video if you would like to, and all links to products will be in the description below. But today we're going to be taking a look at accessories, studio gear, mice, keyboards, headphones, and monitors. There are some screaming good deals on Amazon right now that actually make it look like they're Black Friday worthy. So many deals nowadays are like $5 off regular price. Like, what even is that? So let's dive into some of this. Please leave a comment down below if there's anything that you like so we can discuss a little bit more about it. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, so first up, one thing I've come across is a lot of stick drift issues on the Nintendo Switch. I came across this. It's $32, and you can get a 10% coupon to replace the joysticks in your Joy-Cons for your Switch. It comes with 4 total joysticks and all the tools to be able to replace it yourself, which is awesome, right? So it's like, I just thought this was a really cool deal that someone should be aware of if they need to replace their joysticks and their Joy-Cons. Next up, I came across this 256 gigabyte SD card. I use 128 gigabyte SD cards in my camera when I'm filming. 256 gigabyte for $30. That's insane. That's such a good deal. And SanDisk at 200 megabits per second, not the fastest you can get on the market, but a reputable brand. And I thought it was a pretty good price. You can even see they have other sizes down here as well. They have a 1 terabyte SD card for $150, which is not bad. They've got 512 gigabytes for $68, which is pretty good. But I noticed that like the 256 gigabyte one just seemed to have the biggest discount and the best price. So I was like, that's the one that I want to showcase in this video. As you can see, incredibly good reviews. I use SanDisk on everything. It's the most dependable. And honestly, you can get bigger sizes. I film everything in 4K on my channel, but I really wouldn't trust an SD card to hold more than like 256 gigabytes for extended periods of time, so I'm never really going to need more than that. But sticking to memory cards, I also came across the SanDisk 4 terabyte Extreme Portable SSD. Now, I use the 1 terabyte portable SSD from SanDisk to edit off of. It's plugged into my Mac Studio. I edit through Final Cut, and I house my project on this SSD so that the load is not sitting on my Mac Studio, and that way I can just unplug it and take it to, I can take it like and put it on my laptop or my MacBook if I ever wanted to edit somewhere else. But I saw this and I was like, okay, normally $300 for 4 terabytes, $200 for 4 terabytes of SSD storage on a reliable, company, brand, SanDisk, like I was saying a second ago. And so I was just like, this is such a good deal. Like, people got to know about this. I might pick one of these up. I mean, 4 terabytes, that's incredible, because like it'd be a long time before I needed to move everything over to the G drive that I use for storage. So this is an incredible purchase. Just wanted to, let everyone know about that. Next up, we have this Thule electronics carrying case. I got this recently and I've really been impressed with it. I was on the market for a good carrying case, like a tech pouch for whenever I'm traveling for work, and I couldn't find exactly what I thought was going to be the best fit for me. This Thule one, already at $35 is pretty reasonable, but for $27, it's not a ton off, but I like it enough that I was like, I want my audience to know about it too. It holds a full pair of headphones. I have some Sony XMH 1004s or whatever their weird name is. Amazing headphones, by the way, the noise canceling ones. I can easily store those in there, as well as any cords that I need, external battery packs. I mean, this thing has a ton of space in it. I even had it to where if you look at the beginning of my channel's videos, I reviewed this thing called the F1 fixture, which it basically connects onto the Switch Pro controller and holds the Switch at an angle for you while you play it. That fits in there with the Pro controller and my headphones, and obviously room for everything else. So anyways, this Thule carrying case is really solid, and I've been really happy with it. And next up, I have this 3-in-1 charging station for Apple devices. I have something very similar to this for travel. It's really handy because, as you can see, it like folds up right there, and it doesn't give you like the most power output, unfortunately, but it's super handy for work and for travel because it has the phone charger right there. It has the headphone so it has the phone charger right there, then it has the AirPods charger, and then it also has the Apple Watch charger, and it all folds up into your bag just like that. And so I've been really happy with mine. Thought if there's anyone out there that needs a really simple charger, that this one even has more functionality because you can fold it into kind of a like a triangle. I don't know if you can see that there, but this is a really cool thing that for, you know, normally $36, not only is it $28, but then you can apply a $10 coupon and get it for $18. I was like, that's pretty solid if anyone's on the market for a charger. I thought that was a pretty good deal. Next up, I have this Anker 647 power station. Now, I reviewed this a couple of months ago. As you can see, I actually purchased it in May of this year. It's normally $100. That's a lot for just what is essentially a power strip, but it's on sale for $70 right now. Now, Anker products, if you don't already know, are top notch. They are the best in the game when it comes to charging and just electricity in general, I guess. But this thing is really cool because it has 6 total regular, like normal wall outlets on it, as well as you can see right there tucked into, let me find a better picture of it. It's got these 2 extendable cables right there that come out of the ends. One goes up to 45 watt charging and one goes up to 60 watt charging, and they fast charge. So I will oftentimes plug in both my MacBook and my iPad and charge them at the same time, and then still have 6 wall outlets, as well as, if you look at the end there, as well as a USB-C and a USB-A 3.2. And it looks like it, but it doesn't have wireless charging on top, unfortunately. But this is it's a 100 watt charging station. And it's just been such an awesome thing for me to have. I keep it in the kitchen right now where I power several devices and I charge other devices at the same time. I was looking for a way to easily charge a lot of different things with plenty of power, and this thing has been just awesome. So if it is expensive, $70 even on sale, it's still quite a bit off, but $30 off, I was like, that's pretty solid because I paid full price for it. So if you're interested in something like this, I can highly recommend it. The last accessory that I'll go over is this Luna controller grip with phone clip bundle. So basically what this is you get this clip and this Luna controller. I don't know if the Luna controller is any good or not, but it connects to your phone via Bluetooth, and then it holds it with this little plastic piece right here. And it was such a good deal at 39% off. I mean, it was $83. You can get it for $50. This is very similar to that Switch controller holder thing that I was telling you about earlier, but this is a really cool thing for mobile gamers. Seems to have pretty good reviews. I've not checked it out myself, but I may pick it up just to see if it's any good. Controller looks pretty solid, and I already know from having the Switch F1 fixture thing that I have that I like this this setup where the controller kind of holds the screen itself. I think that's really nifty, and I really like that. So that's it for accessories. So now we'll move over into studio gear, and I do a lot of tech and gaming on my channel, but you know, obviously I have a full studio here, and so I like to take a look at what are some good studio upgrades for maybe content creators or someone that has a small studio space for photography or videography. So the first thing that I have that I absolutely love that I recommend to anybody with a studio is one of these Zim professional turntables. This thing has been awesome. I have the black version of it. This is the white version that you're looking at. Normally it's about $90. This thing's on sale for $64, and it comes with a remote, as you can see here, that remote right there that has all different kinds of functionality. You can change the direction of it, go back and forth. It has different speeds. It has different ways to kind of remember how fast it's supposed to be going and turn for a certain amount of time before it stops. This thing for me in my studio has been great because everything that I review is just a small product, right? For the most part. And so being able to set it on this and get multiple different angles, but keep my lighting consistent across the product is absolutely key. And that's why I love this thing so much. Because from across the room, I can sit behind my camera screen, and because of the remote, I can have my camera going in on my slider while this thing's turning, and it gives some really cool shots. I don't use it on every single product that I review, but when I need it, it is absolutely clutch because I was using a manual turntable, and that's super painful because it's inconsistent, it's loud, it's kind of jittery. This thing is super smooth, it's quiet, it can handle a good amount of weight. Absolutely love these turntables, and even though it's $64, you can also get 5% off. Absolutely worth it. This is definitely a must buy if you have a studio where you're focused on like small things that you're videoing or taking pictures of. So next up for studio gear, the top viewed video on my channel is the newer DL200 camera dolly. Right now it's normally about $140 to $150 depending on if you get it on Amazon or newer, but right now it's $116 on Amazon. I absolutely love this piece of equipment. This is probably my #1 one recommendation. I should have showed it first for the studio section now that I think about it. But this thing can hold up to 4.4 pounds. It does struggle a little bit, and it's got some issues with having 3 wheels where it can kind of tilt a little bit. But this thing is come in clutch so many times when I don't feel like breaking out my entire slider. I just have a review desktop that I set this thing on, and because I have macro lenses, I can get these lenses with my camera right up against the products to show the texture so that you as my audience can see what it feels like. That's a goal of mine. I want you to like almost feel like you have your hands on it before you have your hands on it. And so this thing's been great because you literally just set it right there. You can use your phone with it or your camera, and it gets really close and it goes into a circle with app control with different speed settings. A ton of comments have asked me if it has a loop setting. To my knowledge, it does not, which is a real bummer. That's a major drawback for it. I think that would be an easy software update by Newer, and I hope they add that functionality because looping would be super nice. But then again, if you're looping constantly with this thing and you don't like pay attention to it, it can easily fall. And this thing is a brick of battery and metal. This is a heavy thing, and it's going to have your camera on top of it. So maybe that's why they didn't. I don't know. But at $116, this thing is an absolute must-have for any content creator with a small space and studio. So I was really excited to see this thing on sale. Next up for the studio, Govee is an RGB lighting brand that I'm a super big fan of. I have a lot of different Govee lights, but this is one that I came across that it's on sale for 40% off. It's $60, normally $100. This is their vertical light stand. I can't see exactly how tall it is, but basically this is just a vertical LED light that you can control with your phone. Absolutely love Govee lights. Their lighting is really good. It's a pretty type of lighting LED. It's a good quality light. You can tell it doesn't flicker in any of my videos, which is really nice, depending on my frame rate that I'm using. But this thing right here, almost 3,500 reviews for 4.6 stars, and it can do, obviously a lot more than just, have different colors. You can even set it to connect to your alarm system so that whenever you wake up, it lights up the room. I believe you can integrate it into like the Govee theater setup where it kind of mimics the lighting of what's on your television to give you more like ambient lighting control and make it more immersive. So this is just a really good deal. I would love to get one. It works with smart systems like Alexa, Google Home, and things like that. This is just a really good deal on this. So next up, there's an electric desk. I'm always a big fan of having a good electric desk that raises and lowers. This one I came across, don't really know the brand. Sweet Crispy Store is what's selling it. That's a little weird, but it's got decent ratings from the looks of it. It's normally $130. It's only $81. It's nuts to me between memory cards and stand-up desks, how cheap they've become. This thing, it's a 4-foot by 2-foot stand-up desk, so it's not gigantic, but this thing is really cool, and you can see it's got pretty good height on it. Again, don't know the quality of the motors. I don't know the quality of the desktop itself. It's probably not the greatest, obviously, but it has 3 different height settings with customizing settings as well. Yeah, weight capacity is 176 pounds, and it's height adjustable from 28 inches up to 48 inches. Pretty solid little option here. For me, I plan on getting like an uplift desk one day, but that's going to be like $1,200, $1,500. If you need a stand-up desk that's good, quality, this is only $80, and it's important because it doesn't have a crossbar where your feet are. A lot of times these stand-up desks will have a bar right in the way of your feet. That is super annoying. This thing is nice and open in the middle of it with a drawer system as well, and even like a headphone holder and a backpack hook. This thing is like fully loaded. So I just thought it was a pretty good deal. Next piece of studio gear is this Fifine microphone. It is their Amplagame A8. Now Fifine is great because they have a lot of different products that are great for studios, but this mic right here is the Amplagame A8 microphone that I'm looking at right now, and it's on sale for Black Friday, which is awesome because the quality is fantastic. A lot of times I use this mic, and I've already reviewed it, so be sure to check out that video if you want to learn more about it. But this mic is great because it has 4 different sound settings if you want omnidirectional, condenser, or any or as much control as possible over your sound. This thing has all different types of options to make it easy for you to use. It also has a tap mute on the top and bottom and really great RGB colors. It comes with several different mounting options, which is really fantastic. Again, I covered a lot more of this in the video that I made on it, but I've really been enjoying Fifine products. When I do voiceovers, this mic has been great because it still sounds pretty clear and fairly close to the Shotgun Rode mic that I typically use. So I've been really happy with this one, and if you need a good mic for your studio, highly recommend Fifind. Really, I plan on bringing more of their products to this channel, which kind of leads me to my next product. They also have an audio mixer that I plan to pick up pretty soon. They have it in black and white, but the black version is $40 and it's normally $58. Mixers are great because if you have an XLR input on your mic, this mic does not. The Amplagame A8, I keep forgetting what it's called. This does not have an XLR input or output on it, so it wouldn't be really that great with this, because basically what XLR does is it takes the control from the mic and puts it into the mixer itself, which is really handy because the mixer has a lot more functionality when it comes to adjusting audio levels and things like that. And so this mic is fully functional all on its own, so it wouldn't really pair well with this, but their mixer is really nice, and I plan to get one. I've not had my hands on it personally, but it's got a ton of different inputs and outputs for excellent sound control if you're a streamer, or even if you're just editing videos and you can assign it different functions while you're editing. This just looks like a really good deal, and there's other mics that Fifind has that compare really well with it, but you can even change your voice with this thing. There's a lot of different functionalities that mixers have. But that's going to wrap it up for the studio gear. Let me know if there's anything from that section that you really like in the comments below. Also, if you do enjoy my content, be sure to subscribe and join the Freaky Tech family, and also be sure to like the video, as you would be totally surprised at how much that one click actually benefits this channel's growth. So if you want to like the video, that would help me out a lot. Next up, we have some headphones that I came across that I thought were pretty good. These are all going to be gaming headphones. I didn't come across any good studio headphones or even any good like wireless earbuds. These are going to be pretty much strictly gaming on console and PC. But first up, we have these JBL Quantum 300 over-ear headphones that are wired, but normally $80. They're on sale for $30. And I was like, that's pretty solid. JBL, pretty solid brand. Not going to blow you out of the water or anything. That's why there's such a good sale on them. But these just, basic black pair of headphones that are going to be good for gaming online with your buddies. And so it has its own software that comes with it as well. So nothing outstanding, but if you need a good budget headset, $30 for this headset, pretty solid, really. The next one I came across was another JBL Quantum 100s, normally $40. These are on sale for $20. So if you are really on a strict budget, this is pretty solid, for what you're going to get out of it. They have great reviews, almost 15,000 ratings and 4.4 stars. In the gaming and tech world, it's hard to get a good review sometimes because people are very critical, especially because it's such a saturated space. So it having such good reviews says a lot about it. But $20 for a headset like this, I think this is easily going to be worth it because it plugs into your controllers, plugs directly into your PC. It is also a wired headset, but just such a really good deal for that LR is gigantic. In case you have trouble figuring it out. That made me laugh, but yeah, pretty solid headset here if you want to check it out in the description below. This I came across is a Corsair HS80 RGB wireless headset. Love Corsair. I have a Corsair rig. I plan on expanding on some of my Corsair peripherals as well, but this thing, normally on sale for $150, $95 for this headset. I've typically been using a SteelSeries Arctis 7P Plus headset. Doesn't look like those are available anymore, unfortunately, because I absolutely love it. But if I ever had to go to a different brand, I would heavily consider Corsair headsets because I just like their products. This looks like a pretty solid option if you need to find a good headset. It has up to 60-foot range, up to 20 hours rechargeable battery life because they are wireless. It has all the controls that you need on the actual headset itself, including being able to mute the mic on the mic itself, which is really nice because on my Arctis headset, you have to find this button back here to mute it, and it's a real pain because you might accidentally bump your volume too loud, and it's just a pain to use. But this headset looks really solid for the price. About 2,700 ratings, 4.3 stars, so definitely a solid option if you need a new headset. Next up, I came across another Corsair headset, and because I like them so much as just a brand, I wanted to find a budget version of a brand that I liked. Normally $70, these are on sale for $40, and $30 off is not bad at all. Over 10,000 ratings and 4.4 stars. Just a simple, good, bare bones headset that is going to be good quality from a reputable brand. Moving on, I did come across this Razer headset. It's the Black Shark V2 Pro wireless headset. I know Razer is not always the most popular among gamers. I've always liked Razer products personally. I use a Razer Black Widow keyboard, and I was using a Razer Naga mouse, which we'll see more of in just a little bit. And I also have their gaming mat, their RGB gaming mouse pad. So I've not had any issues with Razer products, but you can get both their white and black Black Shark V2 Pro wireless headset for $100. Normally it's $180 for this headset, so I just thought it was a pretty good deal. Last up, I came across this Logitech G733 Lightspeed wireless headset. Logitech, obviously another really good brand. This thing is not only $120 and 20% less than the normal $150, but it also has a $10 off coupon. This uses a USB dongle to actually plug in and use, which I actually prefer, even though it takes up some of my USB space. I found that they perform better than Bluetooth. Obviously not gonna be as good as wireless, but you know, this is about as good as you're gonna get. These are black specifically, but they look good. They look clean. I like Logitech products. They look kind of aggressive. Just a good looking headset overall if you have Logitech peripherals. But that's gonna be it for the headset. So let me know if there's one that you like specifically in the comments below. Next up, we have our keyboard series. There are some really good deals on keyboards this Black Friday. So starting out, we have this Corsair K70 RGB Pro. It is a mechanical keyboard with cherry red switches. It is wired, which is unfortunate. However, I've used Corsair's K65 gaming keyboard. I love Corsair keyboards. They sound really nice when you're clacking on them. I don't use one currently, but I would like to get one whenever I kind of change out some of my peripherals. But I am, you know, I'm sorry, it is a detachable USB Type-C cable, which is interesting because it says wired mechanical keyboard, but it's saying you can detach it. So I don't know if it's wireless now. Maybe it'll say down here. I guess it's saying that it can just connect anywhere. But anyways, just a really good deal on this thing because normally it's $170, but it's $110 right now. And just knowing Corsair products, if you end up grabbing this thing, I think you're going to be really happy. It's got a nice big wrist rest area right there. So just a cool keyboard. Thought it was a pretty good deal. Next up, I came across this Logitech G Pro mechanical keyboard that is ultra portable. So it's 10 keyless and it's very small and minimal. So if you're a gamer on the go or if you have a really small studio space, this is a great keyboard for you to have. It has a detachable micro USB cable, which I'm not a big fan of. Everything should be USB-C at this point. But normally $130. This thing's only $80. It has blue switches, which are going to be very clicky, but it also has nice RGBs on it as well. So this thing has over 4,000 reviews, 4.7 stars. This is an easy purchase if you have a small area. It also it comes in white. Is that the same price? Let's see. Wow. Okay. White is quite a bit more expensive, $178. So not even on sale for Black Friday. So just the black one is on sale. But it looks to be just a really nice keyboard. So next up, I came across this Razer Huntsman V2. This thing's normally $250. It's currently $150. If you like Razer keyboards, this is definitely something for you to consider. It does allow you to choose the switches that you want, which are pretty cool because you can choose between the analog optical switches, the clicky optical switches, and the linear optical switches. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about keyboards to really tell you which one that you should consider. On my keyboard, on my Black Widow, I have Razer green switches, which have made me realize that I am not a clicky keyboard kind of person. I like the thocky type of keyboards because, you know, these things here, I'll let you listen really quick. Like some people really like that clack. It's a little too loud for me. You know, people that I'm playing with have trouble hearing me whenever we're gaming online. But this is a really good keyboard for the price. I mean, over 2,100 views, 4.6 stars. If you're a fan of Razer, this thing's $100 off. I mean, that is fantastic. 40% sale. So this is an easy pickup if you need a new Razer keyboard and you're looking for something that's going to be a little bit better than the rest, because I like these Razer wrist rests. This one doesn't look quite like the one that I have, but just a nice keyboard overall. Next up, I came across a good budget keyboard. If you need a good budget gaming keyboard, the Red Dragon K556 RGB keyboard is pretty solid looking. Red Dragon, if you don't know, is a good budget gaming brand. They have pretty solid products. I've been looking at bringing some of their stuff to the channel pretty soon. This is not going to beat out any of the keyboards that I just showed you recently, but you know, it's normally $80. It's on sale for $45, and it uses soft tactile brown switches. So it's not a very loud keyboard, which is nice. It is wired, which is always a bummer. You know, I like wireless as well, even though I use a wired keyboard. Pretty solid, you know, looking keyboard. I like how minimalistic the outside edges of the design are. It really emphasizes the keys themselves. So it's a good looking keyboard for the price, and definitely one that you should consider if you're on the market. It has almost 7,700 views at 4.6 stars. And, you know, in the budget keyboard realm, especially with, you know, for an aluminum keyboard, it means that they might have sacrificed on technology and their switches, but they didn't. You know, a lot of people were really liking this thing. Next up, we have the Logitech G915 Lightspeed RGB keyboard. This thing is normally $250. It's on sale for $160 with a $15 coupon. That is why I chose this one to show you on this video, because it is $145 for a really solid keyboard. Logitech peripherals last a long time. They are, at least in my experience, they do. Maybe not for everybody, but this thing is super nice. You can choose if you want tactile, clicky, or linear keys, which is really nice, between brown, white, and red switches. It has a couple of macro buttons at the top and on the sides here. Looks like a nice brushed aluminum case. Just a good, clean looking keyboard that, especially if you have like the Logitech G502 mouse, which I think I have on a sale here as well, it's going to pair really nice with. I'm a big fan of Logitech peripheral products, and at almost 12,000 views and 4.6 stars for a $250 keyboard, I mean, that's not cheap, and a lot of people have purchased this. So for it to have that many good reviews and then be on sale for over 40% off, pretty good, you know, something you should definitely take a look at. Next up, I came across this Razer Viper Ultimate wireless mouse. It has a 70-hour battery life with a 20K DPI optical sensor. Obviously has Razer's chroma lighting with 8 side programmable buttons, I believe. Not totally on the side, they're kind of on the outsides there. But you know, I've been a big fan of Razer mouses for a long time. This thing's normally $130 on sale for $53. I mean, that's a super good deal. This looks like a good mouse to me. If I was on the market for one, this is absolutely what I would pick up. Check it out in the link in the description if you're interested. Next up for mice, I've been a big fan of the Razer Naga series. This is their Naga Trinity gaming mouse, 16,000 DPI, optical sensor, has the same chroma RGB lighting. This thing's normally $100. It's on sale for $67. This is not an outstanding deal by any means, but I like the Naga series a lot. They're a bigger mouse and I have bigger hands. You'll know that if you've been following the channel, and if you haven't, be sure to subscribe. But it also has the 10 key punch, 12 keys on the side there. It has this ring of keys as well if you prefer that, and then just the forward and back buttons. So I like the fact that it's modular, has a couple different options for you to choose from. It's a bigger, meatier mouse, which I'm a big fan of. This is not going to win you tournaments where you need good reaction speed, because there's better mice for that for sure. But you know, over 20,000 views, 4.5 star rating. This is a really solid pickup if you need to get a new mouse and you like Razer products. This is the Naga series, like I said, has been one of my favorites. Next up, I have a Corsair Scimitar RGB Elite gaming mouse. This also has the 12 buttons on the side. It just looked really clean, and the buttons are textured, which is a big deal for me because you don't always know which button that you're on until you really get to know your mouse. This one doesn't have that issue because the 4 through 6 and 10 through 12 keys are textured, and the other keys are smooth, so it helps you know where you're at on your mouse. This thing, normally $80, is now currently $50, 38% off. It's an 18,000 DPI sensor, optical sensor mouse with 17 total programmable buttons. Like I said earlier, I just like Corsair products. Thought it was a really good deal at $50, and it looks nice. I like the little lighting right there. I don't know if that's going to be RGB or not. I'm not seeing anything that says that it is, so I don't know if you can change. I would assume you could change that lighting on the side there. It'd be weird if you couldn't. But anyways, just a good looking mouse. Thought it was really neat. So we'll go on to the next one. Next up, I have this Logitech G305 Lightspeed mouse. It has a 12K sensor with 12,000 DPI optical sensor, 250 hour battery life. So this thing is not as much a gaming mouse as it is just kind of a general use mouse. It doesn't have the best optical sensor, but it's one of those that you're going to be able to use for a lot of different things because it uses one AA battery, which I thought was pretty cool to get that much lifespan on one AA battery. You know, we'll see if it can actually get that much. Just a clean looking little mouse. You know, it's normally $50, on sale for $30. I just really like the way that it looked. It's just super clean. Again, I like Logitech products, and this is one where you can game on the go. You can use just for general out and about on your laptop type of scenario. It's just a nice little lightweight mouse. I don't like lightweight mouses personally, and I also don't like thin profile mouses. So mice, excuse me. So this is not necessarily something that I would use, but I think it's a good deal for the right person. Over 27,000 views at 4.6 stars. This is a solid option for you. One of our last two mice, I have a Logitech G Pro that is normally $130, coming in at $80. Again, just a solid mouse. That's a good deal that I wanted to highlight. It has a 25K Hero gaming sensor. This is going to be a more competitive style mouse. This is like one of those mice where it's like, it's good at what it does. It doesn't need to be fancy looking. It doesn't need to show all these amazing features that it has. It's just going to be good at one thing, and that is professional gaming. Maybe not professional, but it is an esports grade. So if they're going to slap esports on it, that means it's got to live up to the hype. But over 13,000 views at 4.7 stars, I would say that they probably did a good job with it because a lot of people approve. This thing being on sale for 38% off is a really good deal. The last mouse that we'll take a look at is the very popular Logitech G502X mouse. This thing, 25K gaming sensor, that is normally 140 bucks. It's on sale for $100. These G502 mice, excuse me, are really good. I mean, I've never had one myself, but I've heard they're great for big hands. They perform really well. You can go back and forth between wireless and wired as you're charging. It comes with its own dongle. A little over 1,300 reviews at 4.6 stars, so not as many as I would have thought. But I mean, the G502 series is one that you just consistently hear as a top-notch gaming mouse brand. And you might disagree with me in the comments. If you do, I'd love to hear so and why you disagree. But just a deal that I thought was pretty solid at 29% off. Now we move into monitors. The first one up is one that I saw that I was like, man, that's a really solid deal if you need a curved monitor. This is the Samsung 49-inch Odyssey G93 SC series OLED curved gaming monitor. It's 240 hertz refresh rate, 0.03 millisecond response rate, dual QHD display, HDR, True Black 400, FreeSync. I mean, this thing has everything you could want in it. It's normally $1,600. It's on sale for $1,000. So this is the big chungus of monitors. This thing is legit, and it's a lot of money to be off of that price tag. It's 38% off. $1,000 is still a lot, but like if you are looking for one gaming monitor that can do it all, this is the one. The fact that it's OLED, 49-inch, and has 0.03 millisecond response time and up to 240 hertz refresh rate. I hope that you have a rig that can keep up with this thing, because this is an absolute beast of a monitor. So really good deal that if you're on the market for something this expensive that is this good, here you go. Just wanted to highlight it for you, but this is definitely not for everybody. On the more realistic spectrum for most people, I came across a 27-inch MSI monitor that's 1080p, but it's 165 hertz refresh rate with FreeSync. It's just a normal kind of monitor that I saw was $210 normally, but it's 125 bucks. So it is 40% off. Pretty good deal. It's not going to give you anything, crazy good except for the refresh rate, but it looks pretty solid from my point of view. I think 165 hertz for me is the sweet spot for refresh rate. So just a pretty solid option here if you're on the market for a new monitor and you're kind of limited on your budget. 27 inches is a good amount of peripheral surface area so that you can see everything that's happening in front of you, which is kind of similar to this next one I have, is their Acer Nitro 27-inch monitor. This one's actually very similar. It's a little bit better on the refresh rate and the response time because you have 180 hertz refresh rate and up to 0.5 millisecond response time. So that means it might even have a better response time than that depending on what you're playing. Still 1080p and 27 inches, but it's hard to find 180 hertz refresh rate and below 1 millisecond response time for this price range, because it's normally $200. It's $130 for this monitor. So really solid deal here, I think, in my eyes. And you actually have different sizes and qualities that you can order, but this is a pretty good deal. I mean, this is really legitimately just a solid good deal if you're on the hunt for a monitor. The last monitor I have on here before I talk about something that is kind of a monitor, but it's not, you'll see what I mean in a second, is this Samsung 24-inch Odyssey G32A, 1 millisecond response time, 165 hertz refresh rate monitor. Normally 250 bucks. It's only 130 bucks right now. It's not really any better than the last two monitors, really at all, but it's 48% off, almost 50% off for this monitor. So if you're a Samsung person and you like this monitor specifically, it's on sale. I guess is basically what I wanted to show. They also have 27-inch and 32-inch variants, and you can choose between 144 hertz refresh rate. I don't know why you would, but 165 hertz. So yeah, just a really good gaming monitor option for you. And then last up, because we're talking about monitors, I came across this 4K projector. It's normally $270. It's only 150 bucks. and it has a $30 off coupon. Just thought this was a really super good deal. It is a kind of a travel projector because it's super small, portable, projects up to 4K. It's crazy how cheap projectors have gotten now. But for it to be $120 for something like this, that's normally $270. That's like 60% off, or I don't know what that math is, but just a really good deal of a projector. Doesn't look bad at all. I mean, look at that. That's a pretty solid little bundle. It's easy to travel around with. Comes with a nice little carrying case. Oh, and it says 100-foot screen included. It has Wi-Fi 6. I mean, just a little beast of a deal, I thought. I mean, $120 for this is really, really good. So, but that's pretty much it for today. I hope that you like what you saw. There are a lot of companies that just take advantage of Black Friday without actually having good sales. So I wanted to show you what is actually worth taking a look at that has a lot of money off the normal price tag. That's better than normal sales. A lot of what I looked at are lowest ever settings on Amazon because I am an affiliate, so that I could see, is this the lowest price it's ever been? And a lot of these products actually are. But anyways, I hope you like it. Let me know what you think in the comments below if you like the products that you see, and be sure to subscribe to Freaky Tech Reviews so that you can see more product reviews and more videos about what's going on in the industry and the news. But I really appreciate you being here. If you're still watching at this point in the video, you are an absolute champ, and I really appreciate you sticking around with me. But again, links in the description below. But thank you so much for spending some of your day with me. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving and a wonderful Black Friday and happy holidays. But again, I'm Corey with Freaky Tech Reviews. I'll see you next time.